see if I can find it.
I'll tell you, I asked an AI, they said this is a genocide.
They say what?
It says that it does think that the events in
Ask why.
Oh, I mean, there's a lot of explanations. This aligns with the UN Genocide Convention's definition: acts committed with intent to destroy in whole or in part a national, ethnical, racial, or religious group. For example, killing members, causing serious harm, imposing conditions to bring about physical destruction. Legal and expert consensus as of January 7th of this year. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken formally declared that the RSF and allied Arab militias committed genocide, citing systematic ethnic targeting, murder of men, boys, including infants, on ethnic grounds, mass rape of women and girls from specific groups, blocking aid to induce starvation, and attacks on fleeing civilians. This escalated from a prior 2023 finding of war crimes, ethnic cleansing, sanctions followed on RSF leader Mentee and affiliates. UN and ICC assessments. The ICC reported ongoing war crimes and crimes against humanity in Darfur with a severe humanitarian crisis. UN OHCHR in 2025 documented an 80% rise in civilian killings, mostly Darfur, 80% rise. Summary executions, ethnic profiling, and aid blockades to starve. UN experts warn of emblematic parallels to the 2003 genocide. The UN fact-finding mission found appalling violations by both sides, including mass rape and torture. So it does seem like it might be techniques employed by both sides in war against each other.
Yeah, that's what. Okay, because as I understand,
What you might consider like a mutual genocide, like the old question of if a guy gives a girl a roofie and she gives him a roofie, did they both rape each other because neither one consented?
terrible question I never asked.
Classic legal question.
Yeah, like the black Africans are being killed by both the RSF and the Sudanese governments. That's what's in fear of being replaced by the RSF, which is another military created. So the person in power can just have he goes power to a military coup. He's like, wait, that was really easy. I don't want that to happen to me. Since they characterize the nature of all the violence, it's like, I mean, yes, you can say I'm not actually.
Meaning, wouldn't it be best, I feel, for to give weight and meaning to the word genocide, to identify that both of them are engaged in genocide, that this is a style of warfare that is prohibited, and yeah, you're doing it as revenge against each other. I don't know who really started it, but you guys are using the genocide toolkit.
So you're saying both sides are genociding each other, but is one stronger?
No, they're not genociding each other. Both sides are genociding non-Arab Africans, and this is something that has happened in Sudan for a long, dozens of years, nearly 100 years. The revolution was in 1890s, sometime. One of the only times Sudan has been united.
They're killing the non-Arabs.
Exactly.
It's genocide.
Yeah.
That's straight up cleansing.
Yeah.
And that's
You
like,
hadn't tried.
If I said I was killing the non-whites or the non-blacks or the non-Spanish, I'm killing a lot of people.
maybe I'm looking at it really close and I'm saying, okay, bro, because to me, the reason why they're doing that too, I believe they want child soldiers. They're probably killing 1,000 people. Take the boy, brainwash the boy. That's the whole story. Literally, who's gonna be more money?
Are they utilizing child soldiers?
No, absolutely.
That's fucking awful.
I know, but I'm just
Really sick.
the anti-blackness does characterize the genocide in Sudan.
Always child soldiers, just get them while they're young. Knock up a bunch of women and birth your own little army. Fucking assholes.
Nobody mentions that a soldier from, everybody else used to do that.
What children are
No, it's not true. I 100% lay my hyper bureaucracy and generations of breeding and preparation and wisdom in the fucking best of my military against any of your crazy rape baby child murderers. What the fuck? That's a sideshow freak you're creating. neighbor with the right military puts an end to it, and it looks a hell of a lot like a genocide because he's just killing all of these evil little soldier babies you've constructed.
Yeah, nobody wants that.
Right? That's what you're saying, like, oh, I know, I'll make an arm, a little kindergarten of soldiers. And just wait until an army rolls in to kill all the children.
Well, that's, I mean, but no, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that the armies have the people that are committing a genocide behind youth and child soldiers. And that makes it difficult, like, for other people who may not be as motivated as these child soldiers that are brainwashed. And they may not want to fight child soldiers. I don't want to fight child soldiers.
No, they're dangerous as fuck.
Yeah, and it also takes us.
What's the solution? How do we stop the world?
Right, how do we solve the genocide and
Okay,
scenario?
restart the live.
Why hasn't he mentioned it once?
Trump? It's the wrong skin color. He doesn't care.
I mean, there's
Are Christians dying? Are there any dead Christians?
plenty of dead Christians.
Alright, so maybe you'll take a look.
Plenty of Christians listening.
You gotta leverage the evangelicals in the country or something. People with like a voter base.
I mean, who's the winner that he can back? He wants like someone he can shake hands with and sign papers.
Like, bro, the problem. Okay.
Who's the good person? Is the head of the Sudanese government good, or is that the guy we need to avoid and throw a coup to be like the winners? That's why he's not doing, right? I assume the leader is bad.
I want to hear what he says. Like, what do you think is a pathway forward, world?
Historically, like, bro, I'm not gonna lie. Like, the options are not that good, bro. Like, okay, like historically, what has happened? Like what is it? Like Armenian genocide. The Ottomans lost, so they collapsed the Second World War. So that was not the Holocaust. It's like generally in Rwanda genocide news, like the army of Paul Kagame were Rwanda patriotic front. That was not the Rwanda genocide. Some people even say that was genocide. Whatever, I don't want to get Paul Kagame. But typically it's either people stop cooperating with the genocide, people who lead the genocide, so that they have more targets or almost usually a greater army comes in and like, this takes control. But the problem with Sudan is just like, bro, like you need infantry to hold, like, you need an entire army to make that place safe for people to live there again. And what has been happening, bro, like when I say this last story and all this time, and like Sudan is just the line where the anti-blackness and the Arabs that were trying to influence like that's just where that line is. Like, bro, this has been happening to Africans for a long time. Yeah. Especially when like the country's still getting money, the country's still like trading, like people are wanting to trade with the Dubai, the Emirates, they're still trying to get resources out of there. So it's like they're not gonna like choke like South Africa and stop doing what they're doing. Like the RSF and the Sudanese government are just gonna stop fighting. They're not gonna buy like people don't like they're not gonna buy people who don't want to cooperate with how terrible the mission is. Like, bro, it's anti-blackness. It's like this shit, everybody's on the same like game plan. Literally, if one side wins, they're gonna continue the anti-black ethnic cleansing. If the other side wins, they will continue the anti-black ethnic cleansing. I don't know. Unless somebody else invades, or yeah, that's probably the clearest. What do you?
I don't know enough.
I was gonna say, what do you think historically is indigenicism?
Intended genocides.
Yeah.
Nuclear weapons. I'm just kidding.
Military force.
Or I think in the past, the way they ended is that people got all killed. But now in the present, it's more like, states like collapse or there's war. Like, if they look at ancient things like Tamerlane or Genghis Khan, they just kill all the people. Then if you look at like modern day stuff, one of the
like sprung it and succeeded, mostly.
Yeah, I'm saying that it was ongoing for like 100 days. Like it wasn't stopping. Like the Rwanda genocide when it started, it wasn't like they're like, hey, please help us. They sent us in the refugee camps, but like the UN, some other people did, but like they didn't. Nobody was really stopping the genocide until Paul Kagame marched an army into Rwanda, marched into Kigali, the capital of Rwanda, and over, stop the genocide.
So they asked ChatGPT what stops most genocides, and they claim it's like Sam said, military defeat, perpetrators' goals are reached. In some cases, the mass killing stopped because the group has been largely destroyed, displaced, or is assimilated under duress. Internal political changes, shifts in leadership, the death of the key perpetrator, and external intervention rarely is the primary cause. While direct human military intervention specifically to stop a mass murder is uncommon, this threat or use of force can be a factor. For instance, NATO's intervention in Kosovo and the UN peacekeeping mission in East Timor helped stop specific instances of mass killings, but these are the exceptions rather than the norm. In general, they do not stop on their own due to internal, moral, or ethical shifts that require substantial external and internal pressure, and often military force or political upheaval. I don't know if that's helpful. Sleep.
What do you think is the
I recommend most genocides are successful, and they sufficiently destroy the people or there needs to be leadership changes. I think the Rwandan genocide ended when World War I ended, so there's geopolitical huge, events that could maybe change the situation on the ground.
The Rwandan genocide, at least, backfired, presumably, right? The perpetrators were identified as genocidal and removed from power, and they failed to exterminate. I saw it. Didn't they stop them when what's his face invaded? Or wasn't it a switch?
I'm saying Paul Kagame, the current president
Yeah.
of Rwanda, invaded in 1994. That's what stopped the military.
And then did that push the genociders out of power, or did it keep them in power?
It was not very good.
So wouldn't that be that the genociders failed? Meaning it provoked a reaction that caused them to lose the power they previously had?
Yeah, in a sense, but they also did kill nearly, I don't know, they killed an incredible sum of people, a terrible sum. So it's
Sure.
you look at genocide.
You could consider them accomplished murderers, but could you consider them having succeeded in their dream board goals? If they dreamed of things beyond the murders, like a healthy society where they were free of those pesky living people, would you say they succeeded on that front?
Yeah, to a large degree.
Okay, so how'd they improve their lives?
And how did that improve their lives?
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of genocide, bro. I think people World War II Germany, Cambodia, they feel burden through people. They get some people going. They feel like people are the fuel to start a society. And in some cases, Iran, Iraq, that war unlimited air supports, like, because they're not trying to take over the country, bro. So it's like a lot of like warlords see the UN, they're like, oh fuck it, we can fight the UN. You heard about those Irish dudes that there's like an Irish UN battalion that like they had a crazy ass last stand where they fought up a bunch of like a warlord late 19th.
Wait, I'm still caught on genocide conventions. So in the same way that there are like secret conventions, there are genocide conventions.
Laws that for conflicts after World War II to prevent genocide.
Like the Geneva Convention. Okay.
Science Institute gives their buckets for why genocides ended. So it's got bucket 1, the extermination basically completed. It's got a large number of those. It's got the perpetrators were militarily defeated by external force. It's got some of those. It's got genocidal phase of conquest ends once rules consolidated. So it doesn't finish on the left, but the power is consolidated to stop doing genocide. They give a few examples of that, much less. And then they have campaign shuts down or dialed back by perpetrators' own central authority. They have a small number of those. And bucket 5 is keep genocide ends, but persecution continues at a lower level. And they have 2 of those. So it seems like the number 2 ways it usually goes down is either they kill them all or they get stopped by some other foreign military. There's other things, those are the 2 main ones I think. Yeah, it's like you're trying to kill them all or they're targets. And the thing is, like, either Guatemala or Latin America, people were announcements denied like acting or like you said, they just run out of steam. They accomplish another their goal, or they get stopped. Like another military stops them. It's like I love that there was an answer for like, okay, the people of Sudan need to do this, but like, bro, I really feel like from South Sudan fucking exists. Like, dog, like the people of Sudan have done it. Like South Sudan was usually that's what happened. Like black men has been pushing black people further and further south as the Arabs have made like I don't know the course of this.
Right. And I mean, like, primarily, all of the genocides of the past are, like, they were perpetuated because we hadn't come up with the classification of genocide, the danger it has, the failure it is for society. And we're barely even identifying it now, right? And we still don't have the clearest distinctions between that and political unrest, revolutionary action, terrorism, warfare. We're confused about the whole thing. Genocide's new.
You see,
The label. The label is new, which is why it's not exactly relevant why we failed to prevent them. We weren't identifying them yet. But it is interesting what kind of course they naturally go through, how the common ends are success in killing, and then, papering it over, getting past it, or the other, inciting the ire of neighbors that then destroys yourself. It's like a, you flip a coin. You get what you want, or you lose everything.
It's also kind of new. It's like it used to be that when you wanted to kill off Jewish people, you would just destroy a city. But like, so Genghis Khan sacks Baghdad or Nishapur or
guns were kind of bullshit back then. They were pretty good, but the natives picked them up too. In terms of war, like they were formidable, but primarily it was disease. It was the weird post-plague resilience of the Europeans, together with sailors.
Trail of Tears did that kill like 1 million?
That's like later. That's what I'm saying. So many died before we could get to the point where the Europeans already colonized and declared America and kicked off the king. There's history there.
These are all stages of the genocide.
It says 15,000. But if you compare that to the
13,000 too many.
but if you compare that to the millions of it's just kind of a drop in the bucket compared to the overall what happened is that diseases often wipe them out.
Including diabetes, which they're still dealing with.
Did they intentionally give them smallpox virus?
There's only one example of that happening.
It was mostly by accident.
It wasn't a policy. There's only one example.
How did they catch it? How do we know? How do we study it?
Because they were meeting with each other. They traded.
And they all had smallpox?
A lot of would spread out goods that they would give, like they would trade items with each other, and then the goods would have disease on them.
And what's the story of this? I understand disease from a lot of native First Nations people, but just like, there's still things like Custer's Last Stand, Trail of Tears, Andrew Jackson. Like, there's still extermination attempts to lay down with hold on Native American land. Or just ethnic cleansing attempts. This is probably part of it.
Custer's Last Stand is when the Indians killed Custer.
Yeah. But like Custer was trying to put up a fight. He was trying to track down the Indians to get a stand-up fight with them, and then he got ambushed.
And Indian is like Native Americans, because that's from Bangladesh. I'm just wondering what are you talking about?
Native Americans, yeah.
Yes. In the literature of this era, they are referred to as Indians.
Or First
The way
Nations.
language works, languages have homophones. Like when you say I'm gonna go back in time, and I have a back, moving back to different concepts of the same word,
And if it's any consolation, calling them Indians is a nod to the impressive stupidity of the Europeans calling anyone an Indian. I know it's impressive. They still discovered that class.
They discovered a place where it was not India, it was to India, right?
I think we can all agree what they found was way better.
I think that's like, we should stop all over a lot of Native Americans. That's the phrase that they say. I'm leaving their chat.
The guy's profile was the most woke thing I've ever seen ever. So let's take a quick look at this. Black Lives Matter, trans visibility, pro-choice, intersectional, youth boosters count, end violence against women. It's just like, there's many more. It's just got all the buckets. My God loves the wokeness.
Wait, that guy who was just here.
Yeah, the one that was like, oh, how come you're calling them Indians if they're not from India?
Right. He was trying to virtue signal. Didn't find anyone receptive to his signals.
I mean, he's not wrong, but yeah.
It's not wrong, but it's also pointless. It doesn't add to the conversation. No one's espousing a great sensitivity to
El
the
Normo.
insensitivity of that issue.
I've
It's
lured
just-
you in, El Normo, to my Mikhail web of despair.
I took notice, Mixed, that earlier you
I
were saying.
fixed you, El Normo. I found you.
That's a good idea.
I
Because
got
that's
you, El
accurate,
Normo. I got you.
Yeah, no, it's
Quick
correct.
and away, get your dopamine.
Unlike how, you have to make space for people to express.
Huh? The good part?
Confusing to me. I understand the literature then said it, but it is confusing.
If you think
Now we
Buttercup's
just
the
have
good part, then yeah.
From India.
This is live.
What? Is this a room right
Like, you need a
This
better
is
name
Sam
than Indians.
Rosen's room.
We do have a better name than Indians. I'm
And
sorry.
then you get some beef with Sam. You put your picture up the other night. You call him a little disgusting punk, and that's exactly what he is.
It doesn't matter, right?
Yeah, it makes me mop on a
I don't even think it's a mistake, though. I think that's just very intentional to alienate the people from a
Yeah.
This has been a good one.
I thought they know they believe they arrived in India at first, and that's where they call them Indians.
That's what they said.
I mean, when at some point they were aware that they weren't in India and continued using the moniker Indians, which is a dismissal of the relevant distinctions. They didn't care. They were fine with calling them Indians.
Right? It's like, we're not in India, but those are Indians. Okay, like, you know?
They look kind of similarly shaded.
And let's also say, I'm not 100% sure India was the name of India at the time. Wasn't it like Indus or Hodus?
No?
No, the River Valley?
Yeah, no.
Hodu?
No, that's like biblical. By the way, Indians have never spoken in their life.
Just an idiot.
I don't remember what the thing was.
It was not Hodu.
We have
Indus
the
River
Valley.
Indus River Valley.
Right, that's the cradle of civilization.
When did the term Hindustan get off the ground?
I don't know, but I'm in favor.
Also, Indians have the term for themselves, which is Bharat. And I always find it really weird when people don't call people the thing they call themselves. If I said my name's Sam, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna call him Greg. This is like fucking weird. Let's do it, Tyler.
I was thinking it'd be fun if the state of Israel, in a move to secularize itself, kicks out the Haredim into the occupied territories and declares the Palestinian state under Haredi control.
What is Israel called? Is Israel in Hebrew?
Yisrael.
Israel. I see.
Yeah.
And then. Okay.
Israel is a bit of an anglicization of it.
I mean, Japan and Japanese is not Japan. Nippon, right? Yeah. China.
Right, also, German, Deutschland.
Deutschland.
Good name, too. But a bunch of map makers had to explain that it was related to Germania.
Do Germans call themselves Dutch, or?
Yeah.
Deutsch. I don't think so, because Dutch, I mean, that's like from, the Netherlands, Holland, those stuff.
Yeah, but DW, it's like Dutch.
Deutsch, I think.
Yeah, it's like Dutch W something, and that's the German.
Deutschland?
Yeah, they call them switch method.
I mean, so.
They're kind of similar languages.
Yeah, they are still languages.
That's been true.
I have mistaken people. I thought that other people were speaking German, and I attempted to speak like my shitty attempt of like my 2 years of German to them, and they looked at me like I was speaking a different language to them, and then in English they were like, we're speaking Dutch, and I was like, oh, cool. I feel like a fucking idiot. All right, see you guys. Have a good one. Goodbye. So, whoops.
Sure, I prefer the Dutch, but also,
Well, I'm pretty sure the Dutch and the Scandinavian are types of German tribes that went north, as distinct from like the French tribe, from like the Roman distinctions. That's why like the Nordics, the Northmen, they're north of Germany. Oh, France when they became Normans.
During World War II, when they're like trying to figure out which part of Germany should go to what the USSR or the Allied powers, or not Allied powers, whatever the capitalist powers, this is what they were listening to. Pass that Dutch, I guess. I'm sorry.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I mean, the Germans today probably would just call themselves Germans because they all fucking speak English. Like, yes, I'm German, yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm German. I go to the club, I go to the King Club, I wear leather, I'm a German man.
It's more a question of what the language identifies Germans as being labeled.
Oh, yeah, okay. Guten Tag, we're going to go to the party now. Oh, yeah. I want to drink cocaine with me. Have this beautiful girl at the bar, yeah.
Like, they're not all whatever
Yeah, this is good.
stereotype of German you think you're.
What do you mean? This is how Germans act. I don't think yeah, we're going to good time tonight.
Well, that's the thing.
this thing so mannequin. He's looking so good. Yeah. But show some muscles. Yeah.
The way you say good, it's too Indian still.
I'm a little confused. I follow the same song.
Thank you, my darling, for that wonderful introduction. Anyway. Seriously, my friend, God knows I love the Earth Justice. I cough the names up every day.
You guys also noticed that we retired Speedy Gonzalez.
Oh, why? You're an Israeli. Pardon me, I didn't recognize you without the accent.
Is this me popular?
I didn't make you feel at home.
Did Speedy get canceled? How are you gonna get? I totally understand.
When's the last time you saw Speedy?
Pepe, like, you getting canceled makes total sense. Fucking Speedy Gonzalez, he's just a cool guy. He's not a cool, fast guy. He's like Sonic the Hedgehog before Sonic. How'd you say Pepe Le Pew? Yeah, fuck him, dude. Get him out. Yeah, can't Pepe. Both the Clubhouse Pepe and the cartoon Pepe canceled. Clubhouse Pepe from time to time, that dude is a trip, man. He says some wild fucking shit occasionally. And I mean, I don't know. Like, a part of me is like, there's a certain amount of respect of just like, what? And then there's another part of me is like, I genuinely hope that's not that human's regular experience of like daily life. And like, if so, peace and love and positive vibrations your way. Like, I hope this helps. He's always just like, he has like a high pitched voice. He's like, we need to talk about black crime. That's not his voice. I can't do his voice, but he's kind of always harping. He's a racist, bro. That shit, he's like the boring type of racist too. Like, it's not that interesting to have a conversation. Yeah. It's pretty racist, that's true.
Yeah, but like he takes some sort of adrenaline something. He always just sounds so like energized, ready to fight somebody.
Yeah, super amped.
Whirly, you were gonna say something.
Oh, no, I was like, I guess I'll hear how, like, people can be racist in creative ways, and, like, or people can have racism that develops, or, changes.
Creatively racist.
And he has none of those things, so it's just, like, it's just, he's always going to be sounding like Uncle Ruckus.
He's also like rambly, like he doesn't take a breath.
Yeah, he doesn't.
I feel like he's always testing materials though. He's like, if I say this, how are they gonna react? If I say that, I feel like for him it's just like a game to see what the crowd does.
Yeah, for sure. There's an appeal to that for me. But
Nice.
it's engineering.
I don't think he's racist. I think he's an outstanding gentleman.
Oh my god.
What are you saying? Why are you saying, oh my God? Are you Jewish? Are you gonna tell me what to say about God? Are you God?
Alright, here's a new topic, Sam. Is there such thing as a principled conservative anymore?
I mean, they're a dying breed. You had Mitt Romney, and you had people like that. And nowadays, you don't really got them anymore. So I'm gonna be out normal right now. I don't know if you can tell.
Yeah.
Is he here?
Yeah, he's in the audience. He's in the audience. Where he belongs. Where he belongs.
Well, I forget how old you are.
He's 26. 29. I was like,
He's a smart 29-year-old.
are you in your 30s or your 40s, Buttercup?
30s. Thanks. What about you, Sam? 30s or 40s?
30s.
Okay. We're twins.
Yeah, two Jews. It's like, I'm the good Jew and you're the bad Jew, It's like, yeah, you good twin, bad twin, like.
No.
That's mean.
Yeah, it's mean.
And then he wonders why I move him down.
Yeah.
Going for it.
Yes, no, I didn't know you were anti-Semite.
I'm anti-Semite. Why am I anti-Semite?
Oh, I'm the anti-Semite. I'm the self-hating Jew. He's a good Jew. He follows all the barking or all the whatever.
I think here's maybe how it is. You like Jews individually.
Marching orders.
You like Jews individually, and I like Jews collectively. So you like individual Jews, whereas I hate fire passion. So I'm into like specific Jews.
Who are you?
But you're
I was
into
talking to
collective of Jews as a whole. You know?
That's so true.
Is your name J-Mo?
Like you hate the Judaism, but then their character, like, I'm like, bitch.
I love Jews. No, I love Judaism. I hate Jews. Whereas you love Jews and you hate Judaism. I think that would be the way I would break it down.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I don't hate Judaism or Jews. But I do hate some individuals. I think El Normo is universally
Well, I was just
we're not irrelevant, irrespective of his Jewishness.
no,
I have an idea for a sort of a room-wide trust-building exercise where they all go around and
Did you hear that, El Normo? Buttercup fucking shit.
State of Israel. We'll start with you, Buttercup.
Okay. So the way I demonstrate my loyalty to and love and affection for the state of Israel is by telling my dear brothers and sisters in Israel the truth. I feel like when you love someone, you tell them the truth, and you and by being unflinching and confronting hard realities, I think that's how I can best support my people and our collective
I think I boomed his room.
sustainability.
They modded me and I boomed his room.
Okay, that's beautiful. Now we're all going to take turns signing up.
What is he, a Dolphins fan or what is that?
So you can
Eagles?
tell them the truth.
Right.
Eagles. Gotta be Eagles, right?
We need to work from within, not from without.
That's right. We can join the IDF and then subsequently refuse to carry out the genocide.
Yeah, Marcus.
Do you think it's weird that somebody on a Sunday night is asking, describe the steps of the genocide? I mean,
What do you think you
is
are
that
fundamentally
what,
as an
a
as
young
a
woman
sense, like,
projects on a
you
Sunday evening is, let's talk about genocide in great detail?
I don't know. I mean, presumably some continuous collection of conscious experiences.
Wait, I thought we were going around. Why come anyone else?
I love Israel. Okay.
You gotta go to Mikhail's Islamic America house and look at my rooms because I keep opening up. Mikhail is a low IQ schmuck room in his own house while he's sitting there having a room for hours and hours and hours. I think it's funny if he ever looks at his own house, he's gonna be like, what the fuck is all this?
Plausible. And it's kind of weird that like what counts as me dying depends on my arbitrary choice of which of those
Sam
slicings I
claimed the
choose.
other day that
And then there doesn't seem like a principled reason why I should particularly choose one slicing over another. And if that's true, it seems like I can just decide, oh, well, what I mean by me is everything. I never die. And then, that doesn't seem satisfying. So how do I untangle this knot?
Well, yeah, I mean, it is kind of arbitrary. That's a possibility I'm willing to countenance.
Because people are very, very motivated by not dying, but then you go, okay, but what counts as you not dying? It's because you arbitrarily choosing that.
There are other things that are, analogous, like their line of descent not going extinct, etc. On this view, it's just, an analogy where, you are to your future selves as, maybe your future selves are to your biological descendants or something like that.
I'm restarting the live.
It's kind of weird and it's unbelievable that what I am just changes based on what mood I'm in and what context I'm talking in.
Well, it's not that it really changes. It's that when the grouping that you care about changes. But you're not right or wrong to care about any particular grouping. It's up to you.
Mark, if I had to take your body and then rearrange your neurons a bunch, such that, the same neurons, they're just like rewired around, but then they have different memories and stuff. Or what I could do is upload your pattern of consciousness into the machine and then destroy your body. Which would you prefer I do? To you?
I don't know. Maybe, depending on how much you rearrange the neurons, maybe the computer uploading one.
You'd rather be uploaded than to be rearranged?
Yeah, although, obviously, I would want to read through the literature on personal identity more to get a better sense of whether there are any knockdown arguments against doing so.
Because it seems like there is no fact of the matter about which one you should prefer to survive, the neuron patterns or body. And you just have to decide which one you care about.
On the view that I was originally sure, again, I'm not 100% sure of my view.
Oh no, Mario back.
So wait, so the choices were instantly another brain or be dead?
So Sam claimed the other day that his dad owns multiple churches, and he was just hanging out in a church one afternoon playing the organ in one of his dad's churches.
Well, the other option is that I just scan your brain and find the sort of pattern of you just copy the pattern in your neurons and then just upload that pattern into a machine.
I think the first one's better.
Yeah, I'd rather not be dead.
I'd rather just be a new person. Why not?
Yeah, if my choices are be dead or instant another experience,
Well, the question is if what you are is a certain kind of psychological consciousness and psychological continuity, then you did die when I rearranged you. Because it comes down to my original question is whether you die or not kind of depends on what you count as you.
You still get to experience a different person's life even though you're dead, You're basically...
What you get to experience, they get to experience it.
Because they don't have the same memories, so they're not the same person?
Well, it just depends on what you are. Are you
Your consciousness is continuous from your previous self, no?
The brain, if the brain continues, the consciousness does not continue because you will have gone unconscious when they do the operation.
Rearranging neurons would necessarily alter consciousness.
What would be the first thoughts after recovery from the operation? Would he or she remember that he has been operated?
It's basically being reincarnated. You die and become reincarnated in someone else.
Okay, I don't remember my previous life anyway.
So I have this poem that I read earlier. I'm going to reread it for people who haven't heard it. Sometimes I'm a body, sometimes I'm a mind, sometimes I'm a pattern, sometimes I'm a thing.
He's recording
sometimes I
Smart's
exist only in this
TV.
moment, sometimes I've existed for a long time. Sometimes my emotions are a part of me, and sometimes my emotions happen to me. Sometimes I am my thoughts, and sometimes I'm that which perceives my thoughts. And this is kind of getting at the idea that what you count as you is contextual and depends on what you're thinking about at that moment. You don't often notice that you're jumping between these different self notions. And then I'm saying that there's a discomfort where you realize that these things have different persistence conditions, and whether you die depends on which one you're choosing. But then there's no fact about which one you should choose. That's kind of the heart of the tension I'm bringing.
One might say all is impermanent and all is without self. And by one, I of course mean the Blessed One. That's Buddha, by the way. That's being awake.
Mark, I think my intuition about the case of the neuron recombination versus the uploading also depends on how the whole thing goes down. Like if I'm awake the whole time during the rearrangement, then it seems kind of plausible to say that I survived because like my consciousness was like awake through the whole thing, so then I survived. Also with the uploading, you could imagine the uploading happening slowly. You are here. It seems like there's ways to upload me that make me feel like it's more me versus just a copy. I'm not exactly sure how to get those on the ground, but like maybe what you do is you like replace my brain with silicone chips. The silicone chips are attached to the internet. I'm slowly getting used to like having these like silicone neurons in my brain. Eventually it's full silicone. It's just now the silicone brain is the thing that's starting to
Take your fill and will love. He's back!
I guess they're all. Like if he gets kicked out on one account, we'll join on a different one.
That's right. He just keeps coming back.
Go right there to repent and believe. Right? What is the object of the believe there in that commandment? Object of belief is faith. Faith in Christ. Believe the gospel. Okay, believe the gospel. Okay. Now, so I'm just, and not to split hairs here. I'm just saying, in this instance, obviously, faith in Christ, belief in the gospel, but there is also, of course, right, believe on the Lord Jesus Christ, believe in the Lord Jesus Christ. So, if that's the question, like faith and belief, they happen simultaneously, does one precede the other? Well, I think my answer to that question is that in practice, belief precedes the faith, or at least because you can have belief in anything. It doesn't mean that the grand sum of all the similar beliefs about that your faith. So it's just a belief. Multiple beliefs around the same thing, continual belief trying to upward upon the same thing. Probably a manifestation of the faith. So
Liberosa figura livior, concordans alister crowley libers, Liberosa figura livior. Alister crowley libers, Liberosa figura livior, Liberosa figura, Liberosa long for strong. The law of the strong. This is our law and the joy of the world. Uncharmable charmer, you dance with the flame of Bacchus and Mars in a cosmic game. In the sounding, rebounding, the heavens collide. Abyss of the stars, where the shadows reside. Oh, virgin in all, your arrows take flight. Unsling in the brightness of dawning light. Resilient, defiant in spring's first breath. You conquer the silence, you battle with death. The thunder it follows, your echoing call. A symphony rises from the heavens that fall. Your armor, it glistens like fire on ice. A paradox woven of chaos and vice. Oh, maiden, oh, warrior, your name they will sing. Through valleys, through mountains, through endless spring. Your legend unyielding, your spirit untamed. In the abyss of the stars, forever proclaim. Oh, Virginia,
David, what up? You're interrupting my AI music.
you are here on the Librio Galacticali, technical livers of the Liberosa figura labiae. Trace a Liberosa figura labiae. Sidebar, metadata, Alistair Crowley, Libers, Liberosa figura labiae. Concordance, Alistair Crowley, Libers, Liberosa figura labiae. Alistair Crowley, Libers, Liberosa figura labiae. Liberosa figura labiae. Liberosa figura labiae.
Go drop the cockroach back out.
Of the strong, this is our law and the joy of the world. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Thou hast no right but to do thy will, do that and no other shall say nay. Every man and every woman is a star. There is no God but man, One man has the right to live by his own law, to live in the way that he wills to do, to work as he will, to play as he will, to rest as he will, to die when and how he will. Man has the right to eat what he will, to drink what he will, to dwell where he will, to move as he will on the face of the earth. Man has the right to think what he will, to speak what he will, to write what he will, to draw, paint, carve, etch, mold, build as he will, to dress as he will. For man has the right to love as he will, take your fill and will of love as you will, when, where, and with whom you will. All life is one. Man has the right to kill those who would thwart these rights. The slave shall serve. Love is the law, love under will, I-57. You are here on the livery of Alistair Crowley, technical limits of Alma Liber, some figure of the eye. Trace a liber, some figure of the eye. Sidearm, metadata, Alistair Crowley livers. Liberals, the figure of the eye. Concordance, Alistair Crowley livers. Liberals, the figure of the eye. Alistair Crowley livers. Liberals, the figure of the eye. Liberals, the figure of the eye. Liberals, the figure of the eye. The law of the strong. This is our law.